The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "This is my commandment. Love one another as I love you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you, love one another." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
I no longer call you slaves. I call you friends, says Jesus in our gospel today. You know, there is something that puzzles me about this statement of Jesus to his disciples. He has just performed the task of a slave by washing the feet of his disciples, something that shocked all of them, including Peter. He has also explained to them that he had done this because it is what he expected his disciples to do for one another, namely to wash one another's feet, or to be like slaves to each other, to be always at the service of one another. And then suddenly, he is saying, I no longer call you slaves. Rather, I call you friends. And it is supposed to be the very essence, the very meaning of discipleship, friendship. Contradictory ba to? Is Jesus contradicting himself? Well, no. If discipleship is about friendship, and friendship is about a relationship motivated by love, now he explains to them how they should learn to relate to one another in a manner motivated by love. And how is that? Well, precisely by serving each other voluntarily, not as slaves, but as friends, as lovers, or as brothers and sisters. Nung nakaraang Mother's Day, I saw a video about young job applicants. Ini-interview sila nung manager for a job opening. And the job position that was opened daw was Director of Operations. And yung job interview by Zoom. The manager started explaining the qualifications for the job. Ganito yung sabi niya. The responsibilities and the requirements are enormous. First, mobility. You must remain standing up most of the time, constantly bending, exerting yourself. You must have a high level of stamina. Nagre-react na yung ini-interview. They say, oh, that's a lot. Ilang oras? And sabi ng manager, well, unlimited. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wow. Lalo pa sila nag-react. Sabi nila, ibig mong sabihin, wala nang panahon para magpahinga? Well, sabi ng manager, sorry, no breaks available. Pwede lang mag-break kapag yung associates tapos ng kumain. And they say, legal ba yan? I think that's crazy, sabi nung isa. Well, explain pa siya. The position is one that is intense in requirements. Dapat expert in negotiations and personal skills. Kung maaari, ay may degree sa medicine, finance, and even culinary arts, pagluluto. Dapat, you should be able to wear several hats. Kasi daw, yung mga associates, they need constant attention. So sometimes you have to stay up throughout the nights for the associates. At kung, if you have a life, you have to be ready to give it up. Because the workload daw keeps going up. And they also demand that all throughout the time you have to keep a happy disposition. Ay, sobra na yung reaction. Sabi ngayon ng reaction, cruel na yan. It's almost a very sick and twisted joke. All-encompassing. Sino bang nagtatrabaho 365 days a year? That's inhuman, sabi nila. Well, sabi nung manager, sabi niya, I know it's immense, but the meaningful connections that you make are immeasurable. In case you wanted to know, tungkol sa salary, walang sweldo. Lalo silang na-shock. Sabi nung isa, excuse me? No salary? Aba, nobody would do that for free. And the manager said, well, what if I told you there is someone who is currently holding that position right now? Sabi nila, who? Sagot ng manager, ang mga nanay ninyo, your mothers. Na-shock sila. And all of them kept quiet. And after that, they started reacting. Merong tumawa, merong, oh my God, yes. Ayan. Oo nga, no. And some of them were even in tears. Well, I think that video captured very well what Jesus meant when He defined a disciple, not as a slave, but as a friend. Kasi kung tunay kang nagmamahal, parang handa kang gawin ng lahat para sa minamahal mo. Pero hindi ka naman nagpapaalipin. Pero handa kang gawin kahit gawaing alipin. You will do it, not out of compulsion, not by force of obligation, but rather by an impulse from within, by the sheer desire for the good of your friend or your beloved. You serve selflessly and are even willing to give up your life for your beloved, not against your will, but voluntarily. Well, Jesus says He learned this from the Father. I was shocked by that idea. He learned it from the Father. Kaya yung concept ni Jesus of the Father is a Father who serves like a slave because of love. And now He wants to teach the same thing to all of us, His disciples. And He did it by giving us an example. His life was the example. Merong isang kanta, yung Focolare movement, that expresses this thought very beautifully. Ang sabi nung kanta, offer your whole life through and be like Mary standing neath the cross, and you'll be a servant of everybody, but a servant out of love, a servant priest for all humanity.